Good evening, Geckophiles and cinephiles all across the globe. Welcome back to the Down the Rabbit Hole podcast, the official MoviesMatrix podcast. My name is Lo, representing Northern California of the USA. Over on the East Coast, we got Ryan, Mr. Bat Nipples. How are you, sir?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast. I was sending a message for this link because something really bad just went wrong with this. I don't know how it happened, but we fixed it. We good. Let's get this news done, bro. Come on.
Technical difficulties, you know what I mean? But before, first things first, as I start to get my stuff together, I want to give a quick shout out to Amanda. She's part of our MoviesMatrix team. She runs Candid Cinema, also part of the Geekly Goods team, and she's awesome. We did our first red pill, blue pill debate with Amanda and our man Gabe, who also runs his own site, Film Opinionitis. And we asked him to pick the most underrated Star Wars film. In the red pill, we had Solo: A Star Wars Story. The blue pill was Phantom Menace. Congratulations to Amanda. Follow her at Amanda AMXNDA Reviews. She successfully defended Solo: A Star Wars Story. And I got to admit, I didn't give her enough credit. She pointed out some great stuff like Ron Howard's action and Alden, however you pronounce his last name. I like that he was his own character. He didn't impersonate Harrison Ford. So again, hats off to Amanda. Thank you so much. With that being said, where's my mouse?
Your girl wants to say I won. Ha. Yeah. 10. Yeah. You think you won. It's a joke, bro. We just joking. You didn't really win. The Twitter poll was a fraud, dude. And then
all right.
Is
so
the picture
Hardy,
up on your side?
Ty Sheridan, okay, Ashton Sanders, Stephen James. What was it?
The picture didn't pop up on my screen for some. It's there now, but it wasn't popping up. Cool. We're all good though.
So the three guys I just named, Stephen James and Pete Davidson, have been cast in The Things They Carried. It's a Vietnam film based on a novel, and it's directed by Rupert Sanders or Rupert Wyatt. I think he did the first Planet of the Apes, if I'm not mistaken, The Rise of Planet of the Apes. It looks exciting. I think it's a great cast. All those actors are up and coming. And what do you think, man?
Honestly, dude, I love this cast. I feel like Ty Sheridan really hasn't gotten his due yet, especially coming off hot with those two amazing, fantastical X-Men films that we all know and love all too well. But I feel like this kid's a great actor. I loved him in Ready Player One. Can't wait to see him. Pete Davidson, I'm a little off. His humor's hit or miss with me. I really enjoyed him in the King of Staten Island, I believe it was, that came out this year.
Directed by Judd Apatow.
Yeah, I really loved the movie. I thought it was great. I can't wait to see what he does. Hopefully what happens or what he does with the Suicide Squad really helps implement that. Tom Hardy's fantastic as usual. And Ashton, or who's the guy on the top right? I've seen him in something, but I've not seen him in enough.
So Stephen James is in the far corner. In the middle is Ashton Sanders. He was in Moonlight.
Yeah, he played the teenage Black, if I remember right.
That's correct.
He was teenage Black. So yeah, fantastic acting. I loved his scene with God, I forgot the other character's name when he really has that gay experience. I thought it was a well-crafted scene. He played the role really well. I thought it was great. Any final thoughts on this, Lo?
Moving right on.
Yeah, sorry guys. If we move like a little bit faster than usual, it's because like 15 minutes after this, I am hosting and Lo's a part of the movies draft. So don't let me be. But you know what? We got some great Daredevil news for you peeps today. So if you know, Daredevil season 3 came to an end around 2 years ago, unfortunately. But you know what? The rights have gone back or going back to Marvel on November 29th. So this gives Marvel the creative range and freedom to use this character however they want in TV, Disney Plus, MCU. I absolutely love this. I know they're probably not going to keep Charlie Cox. I hope they do. But you know what? I'm ready for another version of this. I loved his version, but I want to see what Marvel does. I don't want them to copy their TV version. I want them to make a new movie version. That's just me. What about you, Loretto?
I'm honestly holding out hope that for some reason, Peter Parker needs a lawyer and he hits up Matt Murdock. That would be so incredible. Daredevil and Spider-Man they have a little bit of a history in the comics, and you've seen them a couple times in their respective animated series. I think it'd be a fantastic way to integrate Daredevil. I don't think we should do another show. It's so recently after the Netflix MCU portion that kind of, as awesome as Daredevil was, as everything else kind of sputtered out. And I think it would be kind of like Amazing Spider-Man to Spider-Man. Like, it's just when you do these reboots and remakes too close to each other, I think it kind of takes away from the audience experience personally. So hopefully Charlie Cox was incredible. I think he deserves another chance. It would be awesome to see Charlie Cox on the big screen. You know, sticking to the Marvel topic here as we truck right
You're cutting out a little bit.
along. November release slate for Disney Plus. I am super bummed. It was one of the things I was most looking to for the next couple months, and it just got pushed back again. Like the movies that have, I think Free Guy got delayed and Death on the Nile got delayed. So it's like there's nothing really terribly exciting coming out the rest of this year. What do you think about this, man?
Dude, I'm devastated. I wasn't too excited for WandaVision until that first official trailer came out, dude. That really sold me. I couldn't be more excited. And dude, 2020 has just been a tasteless year all around, especially with the superhero Marvel stuff. I was really hoping that the rumors were true that it was coming out at the end of this month. But hell, I even heard a rumor from someone working on the show that they're struggling to get this out before the end of the year. So the chances are this either comes out right around Christmas or it doesn't come out till January, February. Nonetheless, I'm super excited. I think this show is going to kill it on Disney Plus with its 9-episode run, which I think is weird to have a 9-episode run. Disney Plus has had a really weird fluctuation with their episode lengths and how long the season lengths and the episode lengths. They're kind of odd, so we'll see how this goes. But nonetheless, I'm excited. What about you, Lo, if you have any more finishing thoughts on this?
I do not. I just want to see it. I'm a big fan of Paul Bettany as Vision, and Elizabeth Olsen's incredible. So I just can't wait till it finally arrives.
But dude, you know what? I'm super pissed about this. Now, I'm not going to take a side on this or not. What they both did was wrong. Both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. But if you guys did not hear, Johnny Depp stepped down, and I put those in air quotations because the studio asked him to leave. And if he didn't leave, they would force him to leave. So he was getting out of this project forcefully or willingly. He chose the better of the two routes. But Johnny Depp is no longer in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. And from what I've been hearing, his career is done due to this, which is super unfortunate. I love Johnny Depp as an actor. I'm not going to get into the political stuff on this. We all have our own diverse opinions, but I feel like if Warner Brothers did this to Depp, they should do the same to Amber Heard, because I felt like they were equally at part with this. And she's still on Aquaman 2, and from what I heard is Johnny Depp is blacklisted. He will not be on anything or in anything or even considered for anything anymore, which is a shame because I love Johnny Depp, but I feel like the same should happen with Amber Heard. What about you, Loretto?
I also don't want to dive too deep into what really happened, but I will say, like you said, Amber Heard should not have her job in Aquaman 2. I'm a big Johnny Depp fan. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. But from what I understand, from what I've seen, there's a lot more to his side. And for whatever reason, he's taken the brunt of this. I think WB is honestly fumbling this like they normally do with a lot of their franchises. They're not handling this well at all. And to be fair, on top of the controversy with J.K. Rowling, I think the Fantastic Beasts franchise is more or less dead in the water. I don't see how they recover from this, especially losing a star power and also having the creator of that franchise have that cloud above her head. So.
But I feel like they're not in a terrible position when it comes to the movie or the character. I know a lot of people have been talking about this. I know we just released a poll on MoviesMatrix about Colin Farrell possibly coming back, because if you guys don't know, Colin Farrell played a disguised Grindelwald in the first movie for the entire movie. And honestly, I feel like they could just do it again. They could put Grindelwald in hiding for the third film because he did escape at the end of the first one. And I feel like they're early enough in the process where they could write it in. So this is more a loss for Johnny Depp than it is for anybody else. The studio is not losing from this. Maybe it might lose some money because people wanted to see Johnny Depp again. I felt like he was the most consistent character in the franchise for me, his character, not Johnny Depp in particular. But I always like Johnny Depp. I like the look they gave him in this film, and it's just heartbreaking, Loretto. It really is. Wait, am I
All right.
doing the next one? Oh my god, dude, my PC is all fucked up. I'm sorry for cursing, guys.
You're fine, man. All right. So, last bit of information, ladies and gentlemen. Tenet will finally come home 4K and Blu-ray on December 15th. And surprise, surprise, I actually got to see it. I snuck it in on a lunch break. The in-theater experience was surprisingly well handled. There was me and maybe one other person in the theater. And what a cinematic experience. No spoilers on my end, but Christopher Nolan just never ceases to amaze. And like Martin Scorsese, like Steven Spielberg, when you sit down for a Christopher Nolan picture, you're in for an experience. That's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. John David Washington did a wonderful job. Robert Pattinson is just solid. I can't wait to see him as Bruce Wayne. Have you seen Tenet yet, Rye?
Yes, and I have the exact opposite opinions of everything you do, but you know this, I'm pretty sure, because I've been kind of vocal about my experience with Tenet. It wasn't a bad experience. This movie was just a massive letdown for me. I also want to put that I feel like the anticipation for like 2 months of it being out already and not being able to see it kind of went over my head a little too much just because of how excited I was for this film. But personally, I felt like John David Washington was the weakest part of this film. On top of the writing, man. I felt like Nolan has always been known for being, by the way, this is no spoilers, so you don't have to worry, no clicking off or anything. But I feel like the thing with Nolan is a lot of people are always skeptical when his films come out because they're very mindful, as we can say. He makes you think. And I felt like his most thought-invoking one has been Interstellar up until Tenet. I felt like Tenet, he went a little too far and made a really messy espionage film that you need more than at least 3 viewings to start to understand, I feel like. I saw this in a theater just like you. The experience was great. Robert Pattinson was great. The only thing I can really give a positive for this film, I can't even give a visual effects positive because Nolan didn't really use visual effects in this film. A lot of it was practical, which I give him a lot of effort for. And I have to give him effort for actually putting this script into a film and actually making something out of it. I just want to say that, but I will give the movie. I did like the twist at the end. I'm not going to say what it is, but I do like the twist. I thought it was a good twist. It took me a minute to by the time the twist came around, I finally started comprehending a lot of what the film threw at me. But that was the thing. I felt like I shouldn't have comprehended it all towards the end. I felt like I should comprehend it as I keep going because that's what the film is. You want to go with the story. You don't want to catch up with the story at the end is where I felt like I was at the movie. I don't know about you. I think I gave this film like a D minus on my scale. Yeah, I ranked it really low. And I felt like this movie was way too long. 2 hours, 40 minutes. Holy shit, dude. Wow, dude. I was bugging for 2.5 hours.
I think my main problem is this because it was probably, it's not like in my top 2 or 3 of Nolan's experiences. I think, like you said, I don't consider it messy, but it was definitely hard to follow. He threw a lot at us, and admittedly, the sound mixing for some of the stuff was, like a lot of people have complained. I thought the sound mixing was a problem. There was a lot of things he said where I didn't know what the hell they were because the blahs were too loud, or the train tracks were too loud, or
dude, I feel the same. I felt like more of the British characters. I felt like it was more harder because of the accent. Like with damn, who played the villain? What's his name?
Branagh. He was in Murder on the Orient Express and countless other things, Harry Potter, and he directed Thor. So
his character I found super hard to understand throughout the whole film. I felt like his character was the most difficult to follow. He kept talking really low on top of the sound mixing. So I felt like that's also where the story came into play and catching up with it towards the end. And that's really all I want to say because I feel like there's not too much non-spoilers we can talk about. Real quick. Yeah.
Final thoughts, man. But
no, go ahead.
One thing I do appreciate, though, because I really do respect Nolan as a writer, I started like the same way that you did. I started grasp things at the end, but I grasped things in a way that it reminded me of a lot of like The Prestige or Memento. Like it felt like a callback to his earlier work where it kind of puts it makes you work. And also, side note, I didn't have a problem with missing some of the dialogue because at some point I was just enjoying the ride. Like in my mind, I was like, shit, I don't know what the hell John David Washington just said, but this is awesome. Like I just personally, I was just enjoying like the cinematography, the choreography with the action. And for the most part, like a lot of it I really enjoyed, especially the airport section. So with that being said, hands off. I can't wait till everyone else can see it.
And I have to agree with AJ real quick. I felt like the weakest thing was the villain. I didn't feel like the villain was really that scary.
I was gonna say I felt the exact opposite. I mean, maybe because
really?
I kind of put myself in I can't say her name, Elizabeth Debicki. I put myself in her shoes, I think, especially when he like wrapped the belt around his hand, and I don't know. I thought he was intimidating, but
Nah, yeah, Loretto, I completely understand, man, but it's finally coming to Blu-ray 4K December 15th for everyone that hadn't seen it. I'll probably buy it just for the collection. But dude, we've got our action draft right after this, homie. It's really exciting. We're night 2. I'm hosting it, but night 1 happened last night. So let's go over the results from last night. I actually have to enhance my screen because this is really hard to say. So oh my God, I just realized their names are not on it. There we
got it.
Yep. There we go. Got it. So Gabe has a pretty strong list with The Matrix, The Rock, Raid 2, Demolition Man, Starship Troopers, GoldenEye. Personally, I love this list. The Matrix is good. I'm not the biggest fan as some people are, but I really like it. It's a great action film. The Rock, Sean Connery, and Nicolas Cage is always great. The Raid 2 is just pure action. And I feel like Demolition Man and Starship Troopers is where he's really going to fall. I love those films. They're such guilty pleasure films, especially Demolition Man with Snipes versus Stallone is always fantastic.
And a young Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, the young Sandra Bullock, always fine. Love her. And then Starship Troopers, dude, that's just a cult film, I feel like. The writing really isn't fantastic, but it's a unique film and it's fun to watch. And GoldenEye is, wait for it, instant classic. But yeah, I feel like me personally, he has a really strong list. I don't want to give ratings because I don't know if we're doing like a post show with everything combined, so I don't want to give my ratings. But how strongly do you feel about this list, Loretto?
Really strong, actually, really strong. Gabe, really, me and him, kind of like Leo. We have a lot of like similar likes and similar like thought processes. Like we were into the same stuff, and he stole Starship Troopers from me. It ripped my soul out. I think he closed his team really strong with GoldenEye and Starship Troopers, like you said. The only good bug is a deck bug. Rico's fucking you come on, you apes, you want to live forever? Like that's an action movie, man. Like the machine guns, you want some more? The giant bugs, the freaking nuclear explosions, and like, oh, it's just so fun. It's such a fun picture. Whatchamacallit, The Rock, rest in peace, Sean Connery. Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage are just amazing. One of my favorite Michael Bay films, period. I don't have many that I like, but The Rock is one of them.
No, I completely agree.
I was going to say, I don't know if we have time to run through every single team, but
okay, so we just want to go with the teams that we like. Okay, so I'll be honest, I like Gabe. I said Larry. And who was it? There was someone else.
Sean has the best team. And going into this,
that was it, Sean.
I knew, like, as an audience member, it was going to be hard to watch Sean and Gabe possibly steal stuff from me. And lo and behold, they took some really good pictures. I think Sean's is really complete.
I'm stupid. Continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. But I mean, like, his top 3. Like literally, I think Terminator 2 is the perfect action movie. That's like the #1 consensus pick in my opinion. Die Hard is a classic. It literally set the stage for how many other films to copy it. Like Under Siege, that was Die Hard in a boat. Sudden Death, it was Die Hard in a stadium, a sports stadium. It's just like Die Hard was duplicated so many times. So to him to have Terminator, Die Hard, and Winter Soldier, which is probably the best action-packed superhero film, I think he just knocked this out of the park. And in terms of popularity, I think he'll get the popularity vote too.
I definitely agree. Those first 3 are going to get him really far. I feel like the last 3 is rare. I don't want to say struggle, but where the votes start to differentiate for me. I feel like True Lies is good. Not one of Arnold's or Jamie Lee Curtis's best, in my opinion. I know a lot of this has like a cult base though.
It does. It has a cult following.
I've never liked any of the Bourne films. I hate Paul Greengrass's editing and directing. I think his action's really sloppy and it's really ugly. And honestly, it gives a lot of people headaches. I know you're going to defend him. Go ahead.
No, because Paul Greengrass did Supremacy, but Identity was Doug Liman. And
was it? Okay.
I really liked the first one. The other ones can go to hell, but the first Bourne Identity, where like he we established his origin, I thought that was fantastic.
Okay, I take that back then. I still think it doesn't have the best editing style. I felt the same for all of them. They all kind of copy each other, one another. But dude, Paul Greengrass, just not it for me, I think. And Bad Boys, I like the second and third one way better over the first one.
I love the first one.
I know you do. Me and him are always conflicting. But yeah, I think me and you both agree this is the strongest list out of all of them. But what do we think is the second strongest list?
Let's see here.
I think it's Larry.
Yeah, no, I was just hey, we're right there, brother. Look at that. Fallout, which I think is one of the most popular action films on Twitter. Next to that, you got Dark Knight. I mean, look how far the Dark Knight carried Gabe. It carried him to the finals, I think, on the strength of Dark Knight. So that was the superhero finals. And then he's got X2, RoboCop, and First Blood. He's got Rambo on his team, man. Larry, I appreciate you, man. Follow at LC Screen Talk, man. Larry is a film aficionado, and I respect his game. Oh, hey, Rye, you're on mute, brother.
Oh my God. For a minute, I thought I was not muted. And I thought you guys just heard the whole conversation I just had. I must have had a heart attack. But dude, I completely agree. He took Fallout from me. I really wanted that. I knew I had a really good feeling it wasn't going to fall, but don't worry. I got my backups. The Dark Knight.
I see you, Sean.
I love this film, but I got to agree with a lot of people. I feel like people are going to vote for the title and not the action because I know Nolan always gets a little criticism from the action in this film. First Blood. Instant classic, great. The Raid, just as good as the first one. X2, monumental. RoboCop is awesome, dude. So I feel like, Night B aside, I feel like these are the top two contenders for Night A, in my opinion. What do you think, Loretto?
I think just to wrap everything up, I think everyone else chose some I'm not gonna say questionable, but they just chose some interesting things. Like Mrs. Crockpot chose an incredible slate of films, but she went all war. So I don't know if that's going to be good for her, bad for her. I don't know if people will just judge the films, but
I actually want to join that real quick because me and Deebs, if you guys don't know, this is Deeb's wife, Nicole, that joined the podcast last night, the draft. And I love all these films except for Braveheart, but I told Deebs too, I don't know how well she's going to do. One, they're all war films, like you said. Two, they're all Oscar-nominated war films. I would say I don't know how I love all these films, but I don't know how far they're going to go. Maybe the titles are going to take her very far. Hopefully, I don't know. But any other words on this one? Because there's one more I do want to talk about before we wrap it up.
Well, like I said, to be honest, I don't want to pinpoint any one team. I'm just saying, I saw Return of the Jedi taken, Force Awakens, and Dives took Fellowship of the Ring. And look, I love those movies, but in my mind, if I'm doing an action packed list, I'm going for straight action. And I don't know I think Sean might have mentioned that when he was drafting, but or I think it was Gabe. But I'm staying. Same thing tonight. I'm staying away from fantasy. I'm staying away from unless it's action-packed sci-fi, I'm staying away from comic book stuff. I just think when I think action, I think of a straight-up action movie, guns, car chases, fist fights. That's what I think of when I think of straight action. But that's just my opinion.
No, when it comes to me, I don't have a similar outlook on it like you do, but I'm definitely not going to choose Alien just because she puts a flamethrower on him at the end. You know what I mean? The rest of that movie is just pure horror and suspense.
The first Alien is not an action movie.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I would have thought that. I don't know why they let this one go through, but that's just me. I will explain those rules in 30 minutes. I don't want to say a different way, but I'm going to let you guys choosing between IMDb letting it choose or doing the little pick or thing that they did last night. So yeah, but another one I want to say Alien, where was it? I can't find it, dude. Oh my God. Why can't I find it?
Put him up, Manda. Put him up. Let's go. No holds
don't
barred
count it.
tonight.
That's
I'm trying to
wide
win.
What was the other one? Oh my God, why can't I think of it, bro? I can't even find it. Maybe I'm just
Well, to be
thinking.
fair, I don't know if you watched the whole thing, but Jaws was debated, got voted down as not an action film.
Yeah,
Jurassic
that's not an
Park got
action.
debated, and Jurassic Park actually got voted positively.
Which
But
is ironic.
well, it's just funny because it's like you can't have both. It's either they're both not action movies, or they both are, and it's just it's such a the Jurassic Park, I think, has enough action to make it debatable. But personally, again, I don't consider Jurassic Park an action picture in my mind. I just I'm sorry. Like
that's why I've been saying I think we should just do it based off IMDb. I feel like they started it correctly. If someone feels like it isn't within that category, they have every right to say, I don't think it is. But after that, instead of majority, I feel like we should just go straight to IMDb just because they're much more reliable than our feelings. You know what I mean?
To keep things uniform, because they did it last night, I say we stick the vote tonight, and then we can always switch it up later, man. So
no, yeah, I'm gonna keep it uniformed. I'm gonna do majority rules tonight, but I'm gonna try and implement that IMDb thing to see if we can change it up. Because one, it will save a lot less time, and two, it just takes a lot of unnecessary talking. Low is with the trash talking, bro. But dude, I feel like a lot of these people in Group A were in Group B on the horror draft. So it's great to see a lot of them in Group A and finally start to work out what they pick. But they know the pain of trying to choose something from Group B. That's all I'm going to say. So much love to you guys. This show is coming to an end. And see you in 30 minutes on the Action Draft.
On this channel. So come back. Come right back.
Come back. Like, stay on this channel for like 30 minutes. Like, at 8 o'clock, click the refresh. We're there, baby. See you guys in 30. Peace.